Today, we're diving into the story of Al-Zahra, a city in Gaza that was almost completely wiped off the map. But this isn't just about destruction. It's really about the incredible challenge its people are now facing as they try to come back home.
An official from the Egyptian Relief Committee put it very bluntly. A city destroyed, its houses leveled to the ground. That image right there, it just sets the stage for the sheer scale of devastation we're about to talk about. And that really brings us to the biggest question, doesn't it? A question that thousands of families had to answer in an instant. When your home, your street, your entire world is gone, where do you even go? The answer is, well, it's both heartbreaking and a powerful story of resilience.
Okay, so to really get what's happening now, you have to understand what was lost. Before all of this, Al-Zahra wasn't just some place on a map. It was a thriving coastal community, a real center for education and for family life.
And, I mean, this was no small town. It was a hub of learning, home to huge institutions like Palestinian University and Al-Zahra University. It was what you'd call a vertical city, filled with dozens of residential towers that really defined its skyline.
And then, in a single devastating night, everything changed. Around 30 of those residential towers were just gone, destroyed. This wasn't a slow decay. It was a sudden, violent erasure that forced people to flee in total chaos, with pretty much nothing but the clothes on their backs. This created a new reality that was just unbelievably dangerous. Think about it. Families went from living in their apartments to living in flimsy tents scattered right on public streets. We're talking medians, sidewalks, with cars and trucks speeding by. It was a constant, deadly threat, especially for the kids.
But, out of all that chaos, an organized effort started to take shape. And this wasn't just about throwing up more tents. It was about creating a blueprint for a real, temporary community built on the very land that had been destroyed.
So, the first phase of this whole thing involves moving 900 families. We're talking thousands of people back to their city, back to a new, organized camp that was set up by the Egyptian Committee for Relief. And the core idea here is so important. The goal wasn't just to give people basic shelter. No, it was to create a place that offers dignity and safety, two of the most fundamental things that were stripped away when they were forced to live out on the streets.
This camp is different by design, and it really comes down to three key things. First, the location. It's strategic, but it's also symbolic, built right on the ruins of Al-Zahra. Second, the layout. It's engineered with actual streets to stop the flooding that makes life miserable in other camps. And third, access. It's managed through an official, secure gate which protects families from all the dangers of the open road.
But of course, a community is more than just well-organized streets and a gate, right? The vision here was to create a place that could actually function, somewhere people could get the services they need to even begin to restart their lives. I mean, the approach is really holistic. You've got schools to get education going again, water wells for drinking and everyday use, community kitchens for people to share meals. They even have transportation for families who have no other way to get around. And crucially, the camp has official managers and leaders chosen from the residents themselves, which helps keep that social fabric together. And just to give you a sense of the scale here, this camp in Al-Zahra is only one of 22 camps just like it, all managed by the Egyptian Committee across Gaza. It is a massive, massive undertaking. So, logistics and plans are one thing, but what does this return actually feel like for the people who used to call Al-Zahra home? Let's hear from them. One resident said something so powerful. She compared their effort to a phoenix that rises from the rubble. Her goal, she said, was to bring the city of Al-Zahra back to life. I mean, that just perfectly captures this spirit of defiant rebirth. For so many people, this moment is just unbelievably heavy. As another resident shared, this is our first time back since October 7th. Just try to imagine that. Coming back for the first time in months, not to your home, but to the dust where your home used to be.
And yet, in the middle of all this loss, there's this fragile but very real sense of optimism. This quote just gets right to the heart of it. We say, God willing, this is the beginning of hope. It's an acknowledgement that this is just the start, but it is a start. And you also hear this deep gratitude for the organized help. One resident called the committee's work colossal efforts because they recognized just how hard it is to build something structured out of absolute chaos. So what does this all mean for the future?
Well, this whole project isn't being framed as a permanent fix. It's seen as a critical first step on what is going to be a very, very long road.
And this is really the key takeaway. For these families, moving into a tent isn't the end of their journey. It's the beginning of their journey home. Just being back on their own land, in their own city, that is a powerful act of reclaiming their future. It's a foundation from which they hope to one day truly rebuild.
Which leaves us with this one last big thought. It's easy to look at this and just see a camp, right? A temporary measure. But for the people of Al-Zahra, it's the seed of a new beginning. So the question really is, can a camp built on the very ruins of a city become the foundation for its rebirth?